What's going on YouTube? And I'm back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we're going to be looking at Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP USD. We'll also be looking at the current coin market cap, the recent retracement, and the slow rally back upwards, as well as a article posted by Yahoo Finance discussing China-US trade war driving investors to Bitcoin. So a bunch of very interesting information. I'd like to go in depth with all those with you. Otherwise, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notification, leave a giant thumbs up, giveaway at 12,000 subscribers. So make sure to smash that subscribe button. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. So guys, we're currently on this article right now that I wanted to discuss with you prior to jumping into the current coin market cap or the charts. So you can see China-US trade war driving investors to Bitcoin. So what does that mean? I actually found this quite interesting because the article discusses eToro, and as you guys know, I am a partner of eToro. We did run into some issues due to the fact that they are not able to do business with people in New York State. Once again, New York State really coming at you and messing you up anything crypto related. So that's lovely. But if at any point I move or they decide that to fill out all the paperwork and the expenses, yada yada yada, then they can finally trade with me here in the US. Otherwise, according to data recently produced by social trading platform eToro and cited by the London Economics Times, the number of positions opened for both Bitcoin and gold on its platform increases significantly following the news that the trade war between the US and China is escalating. And wow, you can even see that there. Curiously, the daily percentage change in the number of Bitcoin positions is almost always higher than that of gold. This indicates that there is a significant number of people ready to dive into the Bitcoin market given the right conditions, which makes a lot of sense. Like I said, I feel like this is a huge asset that people are kind of waiting on to see any sort of movement to the upside. If there's any sort of signal shown, that's when I believe the markets will start to really rise up and people will start to really throw, their money back into the game. So this says assets with value largely unrelated to the whims of central banks are typically considered to be safe bets during times of economic uncertainty. Traditionally, gold has been a safe haven asset used to protect against the decline of government-backed currencies. However, this news demonstrates that Bitcoin is also becoming increasingly recognized as a relatively safe store of value, as we know. So very interesting. I think that's it for the article. Doesn't seem like anything else is loading in. We do have the last thing, which says, so far 2019 has been a time of great economic uncertainty. This year alone, the U.S. Federal Reserve cut its interest rates by a 0.25%. Germany saw its GDP shrink in the second quarter, and China may be on verge of a debt crisis, which is interesting. So because of that, some analysts believe that another global recession may be on the horizon, which may be spooking investors into investing into experimental assets such as Bitcoin. That's actually quite wild. The fact that Germany saw its GDP shrinking and China actually on the verge of a debt crisis. If any of you know about this article, please feel free to comment down below in the comment box so I can understand and learn a little bit more about this information here, because I'm quite interested and I know you guys follow this. So if you have anything else to add on to here that could explain more about the Germany GDP shrinkage and the China potentially being in debt, please do leave it down below. I love to read it and learn a little bit more. Otherwise, guys, jumping into the current charts, let's do the current coin market cap first. You can see market cap is 248.5 bill, 24-hour volume is 51 bill, and Bitcoin dominance is 69%. So merely, I think we're kind of just consolidating and trading out sideways more so than we have been. We did see that major drop, I think it was 2 days ago, which was unfortunate that we did see this major swing right here. But that does kind of show us a couple of things on the charts that weren't too unexpected that we did discuss in previous videos, and I'd like to go a little bit more in depth with that. Otherwise, though, Bitcoin still below 10K, Litecoin $64 with 2.8 billion in volume, 4 billion in market cap. Bitcoin Cash actually exactly 1 billion, or a little bit over 1 billion ahead of that. So that's quite wild that we're really seeing that stretch happen. But for the most part, coins are up and starting to consolidate back up and gain prices that they kind of had prior to the downfall that we did see, which is obviously really unfortunate. So to swing on over now to a Litecoin, or let's start with Bitcoin, then we'll do the other ones. So you can pretty much see without much explanation or reason as to what or caused or why we did actually decide to break bearish on Bitcoin. So more so, a lot of people wonder, are we going to break bullish? Are we going to break bearish? I try not to use those terms as much. It's very hard, like I say, to decipher whether or not we're going to break bullish or bearish. There are obviously some indications. But for one, with Bitcoin, the fact that we were above its high-low middle moving average, trading at 50 on the RSI, it was giving us plenty of room to make any decision, either bullish or bearish. The fact that we were trading above our high-low middle moving average gave me some certainty that we could break bearish. Obviously, I was hoping, and I'm sure a lot of you guys were anticipating, some sort of price move that would inevitably send this uptrend back in to its ascending triangle, where it could continue to consolidate out and pretty much close this candle. That didn't happen, unfortunately. So I'm going to leave this here, and we'll see if this can play out farther on in Bitcoin's price. But, it seems like it just had a symmetrical triangle, which ended up breaking bearish, and it closed the candle much lower, which is obviously unfortunate. It being that we are above here did give us some reason to believe that we could fall down. Obviously, we didn't tumble that far. This isn't a major jump. It went from literally 10,200 to 9,006, so it's really not a massive downfall on Bitcoin. You'll also notice that where we are really getting tongue-tied in between I think it's the high-low MMA and the both high-low MMAs, a green and a red band, which look to me, which I think are starting to cross a death cross, which is obviously a bearish signal. So that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. That might be very hard for the coin to break back above that. Obviously, I figured we'd have some support at these levels right here, which we clearly caught. The lowest I think will go is maybe 8,600. I'd be very surprised if we tanked even lower. That would be a very big, hiccup. But honestly, I wouldn't underestimate it. Obviously, we finally decided to trade back above, but it's very possible we could see a swing down to these levels up here. We could easily fall to $6,000. Do I think it's likely? No. Is it possible? Yes. But for the most part, this coin does look like it's kind of at a stale point. We've been in such retracement for over a month now, ever since I believe it was end of June. So June, July, August. We've had like almost a month and a half now of just straight consolidation and downtrend. Litecoin getting beaten up worse though. Litecoin's been pretty much here, same time period, June, I would say around June 27, same time as Bitcoin, but this has been straight downwards as Bitcoin has had its ups and downs. It was more of a sideways consolidation. I think Litecoin got hit much harder, still within its descending wedge. You can see right here, merely just this uptrend, or the resistance right here, this downtrend that's been pretty much hugging the coin and not allowing it to break through for months, for over months, for weeks, and for days. You can see right now falling down. It looks like it's trying to consolidate after potentially going near $60. Currently trading at 64. Honestly, we need to see some volume move into the entire market as a whole. Otherwise, we're going to still have some more time of bear markets. So I'd wait off on your investments right now. I'll see what I'm going to do. I'm still going to be dollar cost averaging out. But we do need that consolidation. We really do need to see what exactly this market's going to do. We still have to wait out this downtrend, and once we start to see any sign of reversal, that would be the great opportunity to buy in. One thing to note is the fact that we are now extremely oversold on Litecoin, which is an indicator that this should at least start to see some volume to retest maybe $70 once again. Lastly, to wrap up today's episode, Ethereum broke bearish. We'll cover this more in tomorrow's episode. Ethereum broke bearish, similar to Bitcoin, consolidating, trading out sideways, and then, oops, did not mean to do that. and then it finally decided to reach its endpoint right here, and the bears won, and it broke bearish and fell down below a extremely strong trend line. XRP still within its descending wedge right here. This does come to an end, and it looks like it is consolidating downwards. You can see fighting downward support. 24 cents does seem to be its end game right now, so we're gonna have to wait this out. But as I did said, this is a really strong resistance too, so it looks like it's trying to break through. Doesn't look like it's having much luck, and eventually we should bottom out at 24 cents once again, because we had those 2 wicks prior. Otherwise, guys, that's going to sum up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.